Hello, everyone. It's time for another rewind episode of Mars Needs Movies. This one, like all the other rewinds, first appeared on our other podcast, Monster Movie Fun Time Go, as part of our annual Halloween marathon. Please enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. 31 Days of Horror. Mars Needs Movies. This year we are looking at movies about alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. And my guest today is my sister Lita. Welcome back to the show, Lita.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
The movie we're discussing is Transformers.
Yes.
Because Lita's a Transformers fan, sort of.
Sort of.
We'll discuss that.
Childhood.
She's a big fan of the toys from childhood.
Yes.
Did that carry over into the cartoon as well?
I know we watched the cartoon,
Yeah.
which is probably why we had the toys, because they were such a crossover.
Yeah.
Trying to remember which came first, the cartoon or the toys, or did
I
they
feel
just...
like we had the toys first, but
I think they made the cartoon to promote the toys.
yes, that's Ronald Reagan's fault.
Yeah.
Or when he changed regulations about the length of commercials, basically, this opened the door for infomercials and for cartoons that were straight up advertisements for toys.
Yeah.
Rather than in the past, you would have a cartoon or a movie or a TV show, and they would make a toy based on that.
Right.
In the 80s, it went in
Absolutely.
reverse, that the toy
Yeah.
came first, and the cartoon
Mhm.
existed to promote the toy.
Care Bears,
Yeah.
Rainbow Bright,
Yeah.
Strawberry
G.I.
Shortcake.
Joe,
Yeah. Yeah.
He-Man.
He-Man, yeah.
I don't need to get in a whole tangent about that, but He-Man,
Well,
they first made a comic book because they're like, nobody knows, Star Wars, they know who it is. They understood that the toy needed some kind of backstory.
yeah.
So they made a comic book first, and then they made a cartoon.
Yeah.
Some of those early
You can
comics were
really-
just included with the toys.
You can really see it with Transformers, just the whole concept that it was a toy first.
Yes.
Because
'Cause
on its own, as a toy, it's brilliant.
Yes.
Then to
Yeah.
try to create the backstory for this toy.
A toy that turns into a robot is a perfectly fine toy just as itself. But to try to make some kind of sense
Yeah.
in the world as a real thing
Yeah.
is dumb.
It's difficult. It's a challenge.
Yeah. I believe you were pretty excited for this movie when it first came out, but how do you feel about it now? I mean, once you actually saw it and then looking back on it now, how do you feel about Transformers?
I was excited about it when it first came out. I was disappointed in it the first time I saw it. But it's hard to believe that was 2007, which is
Yeah.
13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to believe that much time has passed. I don't think I've watched it again since then.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I don't think so. I believe we saw it. Yeah, we saw it in the movie theater. And in some ways, maybe in the movie theater, it was a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
And
It's
what I
very
didn't
loud
like-
and very crowded.
Yes, very loud and so much. I remember thinking at the time, I can't keep up with these fight scenes, and they're making my head hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it on a couch on a TV that's far away was less abrasive.
Okay.
And so I didn't mind it as much. I mean, it still is absurd. I think
Yeah.
I liked it better second viewing 13 years later.
Okay. Before we go too much further, let's list our stats and our cast. It's from 2007, directed by Michael Bay. Just baying
Yay!
it up all all over this movie. It's 143 minutes in color in English. The budget was 145 to 200 million, and the box office was 709.7 million.
Wow.
And it spawned numerous sequels. Our
Wow.
cast is Shia LaBeouf, God help us, as Sam Witwicky. Tyrese Gibson as Sergeant Robert Epps. Josh Duhamel as Captain Dumel,
yeah.
Captain William Lennox. Anthony Anderson as Glenn Whitman.
Mm-hmm.
Megan Fox as Michaela Baines. Raquel Taylor.
Uh-huh.
What did I say?
Michaela.
Okay. Rachel Taylor as Maggie Madsen. John Turturro as Agent Major Seymour Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
John Voight as John Keller. Michael O'Neill as Tom Banachek. Kevin Dunn as Ron Witwicky. Julie White as Judy Witwicky. Amare Nolasco as George Figueroa. Zach Ward as First Sergeant Donnelly. M. Morgan Shepard as Captain Archibald Witwicky. Bernie Mac as Bobby Bolivia. John Robinson as Miles Lancaster. Travis Van Winkle. Sorry. It's like the guy. It's like Rip. Travis Van Winkle as Trent DeMarco. Omar Benson Miller as Glenn's cousin. Glenn Morsehauer as Colonel Sharp. Sherry Shepard as Rhonda. It says IMAX release version only. Was she cut from other versions?
I was like, where was Sherry Shepard? I don't remember her.
And the voices, we have Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, Mark Ryan as Bumblebee, Darius McRae as Jazz, Robert Foxworth as Ratchet, Jess Harnell as Ironhide and Barricade, Jim Wood as Bone Crusher, Reno Wilson as Frenzy, Charlie Adler as Starscream, and Hugo Weaving as Megatron. I did not realize that. They gave Frank Welker the boot. That's unfortunate, because I really appreciate that they had Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Autobots roll out. So there we go. So
how do you feel about this movie?
Let me tell you, I don't like Shia LaDouche any better watching him again than having any of the other things I've ever watched him in.
Okay.
But
I will say, if you have not seen Honey Boy,
I have not.
It will give you a new perspective on him.
Okay.
And I don't mind like he was something this time around. I was like, oh, he's so bad. It may be a little self-aggrandizing or something of the sort, but it's basically his story as a child actor. He plays his father. So it's a semi-autobiographical thing, and he's had a rough go of it. And
he's giving me a rough go of it.
Young childhood. So he doesn't bother me as much as he did at one time.
Okay.
He's probably still a very annoying person in person. I know a friend who got in a bar fight with him one time.
Well, I understand
that was around this time, probably, when he was at the height of his fame.
Was it Coppola? Found him difficult to work with on Megalopolis. Was that Coppola?
Yes.
And when I read that, I was like, "Have you not been paying attention, sir?"
Yeah.
Do you not do? Is it just a cold audition? Yeah. You don't do any background checks on your actors?
I hoped he'd gotten a little better about his attitude since, because he had a good couple of years with Honey Boy, and then another movie that I didn't actually see, but that looked really good, the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay.
Where he was just doing quiet drama, just being a good actor.
Right.
but maybe he thinks he's had a comeback and now he's a jerk again.
Yeah. Now, somebody that I did not appreciate at the time, but I've come to appreciate more over time, is Megan Fox.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh, she, I think it was that, I don't know if you called it a horror movie exactly, a thriller perhaps, from a few years ago. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No, because I'm trying to think if I've actually ever seen her in anything other than this.
Well, she had a few years ago. She had a recurring part in The New Girl, and she was perfectly fine in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't finished watching Subservience, but I mean she's playing a robot, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
Till Death. It was called Till Death from 2012.
Mm.
And
21. It says 21, 2021.
yes, I'm sorry, I temporarily got dyslexic for a moment.
Okay.
In this movie, she ends up handcuffed to her dead husband. Her husband,
that's terrible.
I believe her husband takes his own life, but to punish
Mm.
her, handcuffs himself to her first.
Oh God.
So
Ugh.
maybe she wakes up like that. I don't recall. But then she
Yeah.
has to drag him. I just really appreciate it. She could just take parts where she's just standing around being pretty.
Yeah.
And in this movie, she is just really run through the ringer, just because it
Mm.
also takes place like in an isolated cabin in the snow in the middle
Oh.
of winter.
Yeah.
So she's dragging this body around, and then
Oh my God.
I don't remember all the details, but I think some other people show up. I think there's an external reason maybe why the husband's taking his life, and she's got to deal with all this other shit coming
Yeah.
after her. And
Okay.
I was like, damn, girl, you're really putting in the work in this movie, and
Yeah.
I just appreciated that. And I think she's generally gotten good reviews for Subservience.
Okay.
It's a thin line when you're playing a robot, whether you're actually doing a great
What-
job acting or you're just doing nothing.
Right.
But,
She didn't bother me in this. I had more appreciation for her character, I guess, this time around too, that she was useful. Like she wasn't just standing around being pretty. Like
right.
she
Oh
was
no,
tough.
she's. So have you ever watched Lindsay Ellis's video essays on
No.
Transformers?
No.
It's a series of Film School 101 through the lens of Transformers.
Okay.
And I believe they're called The Whole Plate,
Okay.
which is a line from this movie where the guy ate the whole plate.
Oh right. All the
Yeah.
donuts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and one of the episodes is about framing, and it's about how Megan Fox's character on paper versus her character on screen, and how that's a direct result of how the character is framed.
Mm.
And as the main example is that scene where she's helping fix the car or trying to fix the car.
Mm-hmm.
And on paper, she looks like she's very competent and capable, and she knows how to fix cars, and she's not a girly girl. But the way she's framed in that scene is just, tits and ass, and Wiki
yeah.
just drooling over her and everything.
Yeah.
And that has very little to do with the actress's performance or the writer's creation of the character, and completely to do with how the director has framed the scene. So I was a little more sympathetic to her after watching that, and to her character. And really, it's a common trope of the dorky guy and the girl who's out of his league.
Yeah.
But she really is out of his league. He is a useless piece of shit. And she comes to realize this 3 movies in, I guess, and disappears.
Mm.
And some other poor woman has to deal with his shit.
Mm.
So there you go. But I'll tell you who I loved. They're great in all of these. Is his parents.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
And even the little I loved that they did the end credits things with them. That was really cute because we needed to know what had happened to them anyway.
Yeah.
She was so funny. Yeah, the mom is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did enjoy the parents. They were kind of one of the bright spots. The thing about this whole movie, and I remember it from the first time, is that there are just so many people and so many different departments that when you say it's crowded, like it's crowded in so many different ways. Like so many things shoved into the frame visually, but then just story wise, it's really crowded.
Right.
Character wise, it's really crowded. Like we did. Okay, so I love Josh Duhamel from back when he was on All My Children.
Confession, I thought it was Timothy Olyphant when I was watching it yesterday.
Oh, interesting. That would be a very young Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah.
But I guess they kind of could look alike.
Take a look at a young Timothy Olyphant and a young Josh Duhamel.
I love me some Timothy Olyphant. That'd be great. But as much as I love Josh Duhamel, I don't know that all of his unit was necessary. Like so many, I don't know. I guess they all had to figure the whole thing out, but it just was there's a lot going on, and yet I still feel like this abstract, absurd thing of alien robots that turn into cars is still never really fully explained.
Right. Well, they seem to just be able to. We see that each of them kind of sees the thing they're going to turn into.
Yeah.
So it's not like their car form is inherent. They're just able to reassemble themselves. So they choose the form that they encounter first.
Yes. And they can change.
Maybe.
Yeah. So they're more
when they first came. Well, we find out in Bumblebee that he can totally change what model of car he is.
Well, right.
There's that. I remember that pissing me off at the time, and maybe you too. He should have been a Bug.
Right. He's supposed to be a Volkswagen. Yes.
And what is he instead?
A Camaro. Because
Camaro.
Right. Yes.
A bitchin' Camaro. So there's a weird part though. I think it's right after Sam's complained about him being kind of rusty and shitty looking. Mm-hmm. He kicks them out and drives off. And then he appears to pass another yellow Camaro going in the opposite direction.
Yes.
And there's just a flash of light. And what? He possessed the other Camaro?
He just replicates it. He replicated into it.
So he turned around at some point that we didn't see?
Yeah. Well, see.
So he scanned it?
He scanned it and replicated it. Yeah. No, he did a whole
That was unclear because I didn't see him turn around. I just saw him appear to... hey, Dieter, sorry, I'm still recording. I'm going to be a little late. Dieter just left. We're normally playing a game at this time, but I told him I'd be late.
Oh.
Yeah, I was very confused. I didn't see him turn around, so it just seemed like he had possessed the other car. So
there are a lot of moments like that of where, yes, it's hard to follow the action. There's one in particular that I'm thinking of, but I don't know if we want to go linearly through everything or just keep talking about the characters we like.
Yeah.
We do have to.
We don't need to break down the whole plot scene by scene. We can just jump around.
So toward the end, and by the end of, the last big fight scene in the city, by that point, I'm stressed out that it's running late and like, okay, this is going on really long. Can we just get through this? So I might not have been paying the closest bit of attention, but I didn't follow where the Allspark got from point A to point B to Sam to run up to the building, which then was also really a bad plan that we hand this thing to the kid to run for block and then run up some stairs. But yeah, there were things like that where like you didn't see the car turn around. I didn't see how the box got from it is a little crazy, this film.
Yeah. So very briefly, there's robots from the planet Cybertron good guys and bad guys, Autobots and Decepticons. They're looking for a thing called the Allspark, and apparently they've been looking all over for it. And it seems that decades ago, Megatron found it here on Earth, but then got frozen in the Arctic.
Or thousands of years ago, they were like carbon dating, or well, you know what?
Oh, that's right. He's already frozen. Was he already?
He
was already frozen when Wiki found him.
Yeah. Wiki found him in the 30s.
And I'm fairly certain that in some of the later movies, this will all be contradicted.
Oh, probably.
Because I know there's a bunch of stuff with like the dinosaur Autobots and shit, and how long they've been here.
Oh,
right. I think there's some King Arthur shit at some point. I don't know. Lita, we're thinking of spinning this off into an ongoing series, so maybe you can come back for the Transformers ones.
Oh, okay.
And we'll just slog our way through all of these things.
Okay.
So the Autobots have, I guess, just recently shown up, and they're trying to find the Allspark. And the Allspark is capable of bestowing life on machines and restoring life to Cybertron. I think the war has destroyed Cybertron.
Cybertron is the planet?
Yes, Cybertron is the planet they're from.
Okay.
And I think it's been kind of wiped out from their war, but they can use it, the Allspark, to bring life back to their planet. But Megatron can also use it to take over this planet. So the Transformers the Autobots are willing to destroy it to keep the bad guys from having it. But if they do that, I believe it means the end of their species. Because it seems like they don't reproduce exactly. They need the Allspark to bring whatever to life.
Yeah, they're not having babies. There are no baby Transformer.
Although apparently there are male and female Autobots. Or at least ones that male and female presenting, at least. Whether that means anything biologically is to be determined.
Right. There wasn't a female one in this, was there? No. But they come up.
No, not in this
one. I remember one from the cartoon.
They exist. And I think they show up in the movies eventually.
Later, yeah. Yeah, I guess there's an origin story movie, the most recent thing. But I've not yet seen it.
Yeah.
It's like teen Transformers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And numerous cartoon shows, some of which go together and some of which don't.
Yeah.
And there's a role-playing game, which I have, and we're going to play someday.
Yes, we will play. Yes, we will.
What do we think of Totoro?
I was going to say, we have to talk about Totoro. There's the one line, is it the Secretary of Defense, John Boyd, who's like, yes, he's a strange man.
Yeah.
He's always a bright spot. Like, you know, anytime John Turturro is one of those actors that, like, if he's in something, you're gonna feel taken care of as an audience member. Like, okay, whatever it is, he's gonna elevate it. He's gonna make it delightful. Whenever he's on screen, you're gonna enjoy yourself. Character-wise, though, like it's another one of those things where too many people.
Yeah. Because you've also got the IT people, the government IT people with their own little movie going on.
Yeah.
Their career path happening off to the side while this other shit's happening.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if there's any way to confirm this, but I feel like that underwear was Totoro's idea.
Probably.
The T-shirt with the superhero emblem on it for Division 7 or Sector 7. And then the colorful shorts. I feel like that was his idea.
Yeah. That scene, though, I feel like was so weirdly unnecessary. Why did he have to strip? Like, I don't know. Like, I
mean, at least it was him and not Megan Fox being made to strip.
Well,
gratuitously.
Exactly. That would have been terrible.
Because this is totally the kind of movie where she could have ended up drenched in motor oil or something.
Right. Yeah.
And had to get into her underwear, but that didn't happen. Yeah. So, a low bar, but still, we cleared it.
I don't know. She's the one that did it to him, though. So it's like, why are you doing this?
That's right. Yeah, I don't know.
And
well, so he wouldn't be a threat.
I guess I don't know. It just that was one scene I'm like, let's move this along. You're just
Yeah.
wasting time. Because it is a
Yeah.
2.5 hour movie, which is not
Yes.
the
It's.
worst thing in the world, but it could have
I
been
just.
2 hours would have been perfect.
I just feel. I think even at the time when it came out, I was like, there is no excuse for a Transformers movie to be 2.5 hours long. That is absolutely unnecessary.
I think because
So.
they're trying so hard to make sense of things,
Mhm.
they're really trying to dive deep, but yet still it's not deep enough. It still doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Now I found Anthony Anderson to be completely annoying. I could have done without him altogether.
Yeah,
um,
I mean, was he not like, I don't know, he was mildly entertaining, but it could have, why couldn't Maggie have just been the one
yeah.
hacker in the world that can hack anything, like
Yeah.
decode
Because there's
anything?
just a whole subplot of her to going to get her non-governmental underground hacker friend to help with this problem when it's
Yeah,
something that she could have just done and we
yeah,
could have saved a little time. We
yeah,
didn't need this whole scene with him being interrogated and eating the whole
yeah.
plate and all of that nonsense that could have
I think they were
consolidated a
really
little bit.
trying. They were trying hard to find comedy. He was there
Yeah.
to bring in some comedy. Turturro's there
Right.
for some comedy.
But he could have been because she also had there was a guy working with her and he could have just been that guy
He could have been one of those
and
guys. Yes, it's true.
brought
Like,
in the
yeah, he could have been introduced from the beginning, and maybe they had to, we could have still had some of that, them being interrogated and in trouble for taking the thing somewhere for whatever other reason. But yeah, it too many characters, because then those other guys kind of disappeared.
Yeah, his Witwicky's best friend disappears.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
we don't see him again.
yeah. I mean, he's not
That
that
whole weird thing with
crucial.
him climbing
Climbing the tree, that
the
was,
tree and shit. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
unnecessary. The
yeah,
jocks all disappear.
yeah, yeah,
We didn't necessarily need to see the scene in the park with the jocks. We could have just seen her in class or something.
yeah,
And I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well,
it established character, because it
yeah,
establishes him as the nerd, and then her having a backbone, and just as soon as the guy gets douchey, she leaves him. Like, that,
right.
kind of cool. Like, she didn't try to defend him or stay with him. Like, she was like, nope,
No.
bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could have all been
She's
worse.
kind of like, I have bad taste in men, but I
Yeah,
figure it out quickly.
yeah, yeah,
I identify my mistakes as soon as possible and correct course.
yeah.
So, uh, there you go. Well, anything else we need to mention here?
I thought when you first said Transformers, I did think we were gonna watch the original cartoon movie, which I don't think I've ever seen in full either. So I was looking forward to
Okay.
that. So maybe
I don't
we'll
know
do
if
that
that
on your spin-off
I'll
series.
have I'll have to take a look at it. I don't know if it counts as an alien invasion or not. I'll look at it. It is Orson Welles' final
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
and he
There's
did do
lots,
War of the Worlds, so we'll
and
tie it in there.
yeah, I would enjoy watching that one
Okay.
too and discussing it
Okay.
as well.
It does have a Weird Al Yankovic song in it, so
Well, hey.
there you go.
I don't know. Is there anything else to discuss? Like, I did get,
Mm.
okay. I've told you before, like, when I've had passes to Universal, and almost every time I go to Universal, I ride the Transformers ride, and it always chokes me up at the end, because Optimus
Okay.
Prime comes right to you. So it was nice to see the movie again and be like, okay, the ride is a lot of kind of that last scene, and we got to get to Allspark. So it's this chase to get it to safety. And then they kill Megatron, and then Optimus Prime comes down right in your face, and he's like, "Thank you for saving the world. You're a hero." And it just gets me somehow, some way. Um, and there was a little bit like, that was kind of my favorite moment in this movie too, where he's Optimus Prime is the best of the Transformers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
He's the best thing
Well,
about what?
you might have a rough time with the cartoon movie then, but we'll get
Oh,
to
I
that
know.
when we
No, I
get
know
to
what
it.
happens. I know what happens. But I would,
Okay.
yes, I do want to see it.
Okay.
So that I would say that was probably my favorite moment is still just him at the end, kind of being the
Okay.
hope for the future.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
I
yeah.
do think this movie was influential, but in a bad way, on other similar movies.
Mm.
I think maybe it was Avengers. There's other movies where there's some kind of thing from outer space, and I'm like, why is this thing a transformer?
Oh.
The way it's moving, and it's even making some of the same noises and stuff, and it's just coming in and Michael Baying it up all over. And I believe some of the alien craft in the Avengers does that, and I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
So, and I think it shows up in a few other things like that I can't think of right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So, there you go, folks. That is Transformers. I believe it's showing on Prime and Paramount.
Yes,
Paramount
I
Plus,
watched it on Prime.
if you cared to, and it was on sale for like $5. I didn't buy it, but it's on sale for $5 on Vudu if you feel you need to own it, folks. That's a fair price. I'll pay $5 for almost any movie, but not if I already have access to it for free on something else.
Yeah.
Included on something else. So there you go. Lita, we're rating 1 to 5 flying saucers. How many flying saucers are you going to give Transformers?
I'm going to give it 3. 3 saucers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give it 3 too.
It's not as bad as I remembered it, and it's a fun ride. Yeah, it's a fun ride. I would get in that spaceship. I would get in that car. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll also give it 3. When you have a chance, check out that movie, Till Death. You'll have a new appreciation for Megan Fox.
All right, I will.
Lisa, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening, folks. If you like what we're doing, like and subscribe, rate and review. Consider joining us on Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow with another alien invasion, incursion, intrusion, visitation, infiltration. Until then, I have been Precious D. My guest has been Lita. Remember to keep watching the skies. We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go.